Welcome to Hobby Clubhouse with a tutorial on how to shrink your model kit boxes down to save some space. Because any modeler will tell you how quickly you run out of storage by just having a few kits in your collection. But if you think about it, most of the box is just eating up empty space, like this GM Nightseeker here, which barely takes up half the box. So, it makes sense to cut down our boxes by at least half, and here's a quick guide on how to do that neatly. We want to start with the tray, which is a side that has no printing on it, and you'll see why later on. First, we'll pick one side and break off the glued or taped area. It's fine if you break anything here, because we won't be using any of this material later. Take a ruler and measure out the longest side of the box, because we want to take half of this length later on. You can use any arbitrary length of course, but in our case here, we're using just half. Next, measure how tall the side flap is and make note of it somewhere. Now we want to mark the middle of the box and then draw a line across. It's best if you have an angle ruler, even those little plastic ones will do. Next, on top of our middle line, we want to add the length of the flap and then draw another line across, so now we have our new side flap. Then, we'll move to the sides and mark off two tabs that will be glued to the side flap. You can make these any width you like, and I'm just using the width of my ruler here out of convenience. Now we'll cut off the unwanted bits. If you're afraid of cutting off the tab by mistake or something, mark the unwanted parts with a big cross or anything else you prefer. For these tabs, you want to cut off their edges so they're tapered. This will help the sides fit together beautifully in the end. Before we fold the tabs and the flap, it's a good extra step to take a mechanical pencil with the lead retracted and then use it to score a line into the cardboard, so the later fold will be beautiful. It's likely the sides won't fit together perfectly, like this bit right here, but I tend to just accept it. To stick the tabs onto the flap, I prefer to use double-sided tape or white glue. White glue bonds very strongly because they soak right into the paper fibers, but I often just use tape because it's more than strong enough. I cut two strips of about equal length and then just stick it on here. I've done this before, so I know the width of my ruler works very well with this roll of tape I have, but in your case you may have to cut down the tape a little bit. Now you bring the flap up, and you should have lots of room to angle the sides to put them together for a perfect fit. Now, we'll head back to the lid, where we'll take the tray we just made and fit it right in here and use it as a template to mark our lines. It may bother some people that this seems a little bit imprecise, but in my experience, it tends to work just fine without any problems. After cleaning up our lines a little bit, we'll measure the flap here like we did for the tray, and then we'll mark the tabs just like the tray as well. Now, when you stick the lid together, remember to put the tray in and let the lid wrap snugly around it. And that's it! Your box is now far more efficient, and your kits will actually be better organized with a smaller box. What's more, you can still quickly identify each of the kits because of the size of the box. There's really no need to be too precious of our boxes. Most of them, they won't be particularly valuable, and for the most of us, we will have more enjoyment out of experiencing more cool kits without devolving into a hoarder. So, I hope you found this tutorial useful. Thank you so much for watching. Come hang out with us on social media, and the links are in the description below. Or, come hang out some more with these other videos. But before you go, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified when there's a new video from Hobby Clubhouse, and I'll see you next time.